The sun had just started to rise over the small suburban town. Inside a modest two-bedroom house, Daniel Hayes, a man in
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more real-life stories with unexpected twists that will warm your heart.
his late 30s, poured himself a cup of coffee. The kitchen was quiet, except for the ticking of the clock and the soft hum of the refrigerator. On the table beside him sat two lunchboxes, one small, one large. "Don't forget your sandwich this time," he said with a tired smile as his 8-year-old daughter Lily ran into the kitchen, her curly hair bouncing. "I won't, Daddy," she giggled, hugging him tightly before grabbing her backpack. Every morning was the same, a rush of routine, a quiet breakfast, a drive to school. But for Daniel, mornings always carried a hollow ache. He still missed Emily, his late wife, Lily's mother. She had died suddenly in a car accident 5 years ago. Since then, Daniel had buried himself in work and fatherhood, keeping his heart locked away behind walls of grief. That afternoon, his friend Mark, who worked with him at the construction company, leaned against the break room counter. "Dan, you need to live a little, man," Mark said. "You've been single for 5 years. Emily wouldn't want you to be alone forever." Daniel gave a faint smile. "I'm not alone. I have Lily." "Yeah," Mark said, chuckling, "but Lily can't be your date to dinner forever." Daniel laughed weakly. "I'm not ready, Mark. Dating feels wrong." Mark crossed his arms. "Just one dinner, no strings. My wife knows someone, her friend's cousin. She's sweet, funny, and she's been through loss too. What's the worst that can happen?" Daniel sighed, hesitant. But that night, when Lily asked innocently, "Daddy, why don't you ever smile anymore?" something inside him shifted. Maybe it was time to try again. Maybe healing meant opening the door, just a little. The restaurant was warm, softly lit, with slow jazz playing in the background. Daniel sat at the table, nervous. He hadn't been on a date in years. His palms were sweating. He kept glancing at the door, almost hoping she wouldn't show up. Then the door opened. A woman walked in wearing a pale blue dress. Her dark brown hair framed her face gently, and when she smiled at the hostess, something inside Daniel's chest tightened. It couldn't be. No, it was impossible. She walked toward him, and for a moment he couldn't breathe. Her voice, her mannerisms, they were so achingly familiar. "Hi, you must be Daniel," she said softly. Yeah," he managed to reply, his heart pounding. "And you're—" "Claire," she said with a kind smile, extending her hand. But that smile, that voice, that look in her eyes, it was like staring at Emily's reflection. As they sat and talked, Daniel found himself lost between the present and the past. Claire loved painting. Emily did too. Claire's laugh was soft, musical, just like hers. She even ordered Emily's favorite dish, creamy mushroom pasta. At one point, Daniel's eyes filled with tears. "Are you okay?" Claire asked, reaching across the table gently. He nodded, swallowing hard. "You just remind me of someone I loved very much." Claire smiled, her expression tender. "Someone special?" He whispered. "My wife. She passed away." Claire's eyes softened, and for a long moment neither spoke. Then she said quietly, "I lost someone too, my fiancé, years ago." Daniel looked at her, and for the first time in a long time, he felt understood. Two broken souls, sharing a table, each carrying ghosts of their pasts. Over the next few weeks, Daniel and Claire saw each other often. They went on walks, cooked dinner together, and even painted with Lily on weekends. The laughter that had disappeared from Daniel's home began to return. Lily adored Claire. She said she felt safe around her. But deep inside, Daniel wrestled with guilt. Was he betraying Emily's memory by falling for someone new? Or was he finally honoring her wish to live again? One evening, while looking through old photo albums, Daniel noticed something strange. In one picture, taken years ago, Emily was standing at a charity event beside another woman. The woman's face looked exactly like Claire. He flipped the photo over. On the back, in Emily's handwriting, were the words, "Charity Drive with my cousin Claire." His hands trembled. Claire? was Emily's cousin. That night, when Claire came over, Daniel showed her the photo. Her eyes widened. I didn't realize you were that Daniel," she said softly, tears filling her eyes. Emily was speechless. It felt as though fate had guided them back together, through grief, through time, through loss. Claire took his hand. "She loved you so much, Daniel. She always said you were her home. Maybe she sent me here, so you wouldn't be alone." Tears rolled down his cheeks. I think she did. Months later, on a bright spring morning, Daniel stood in the garden watching Lily and Claire plant flowers together. Their laughter filled the air. For the first time in years, the emptiness inside him felt full again. He whispered softly, looking at the sky, "Thank you, Emily, for giving me another chance." A gentle breeze brushed against his face, warm, tender, almost like a familiar touch. And for the first time since she'd gone, Daniel smiled, not from memory, but from hope.